Hello farmers and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany, where today we got to continue on with the root crop harvesting. In between episodes I got the second potato field all harvested, and that is all put into the potato chip factory just down over there. So that's going to be running for quite a while for sure. I got the vegetable field down across from the cotton field down the road over the hill there. That was all put in, which was red beet, into the soup factory, which we got a good amount of red beet off that field. I want to say it was 325,000 liters of red beet, maybe more than that. Where is my soup factory? Okay, 370,000 liters. So that's pretty darn good. I will turn these all on in a minute, but we got one more field of root crop to get done, and that is the parsnips, which is right here, but we're going to have a worker doing this one. We got plenty of other work to get done. So let me get this right into the field here, and we'll get ourselves a worker. Field number 13, create job. Yes, you're in the field. I think I'll have you do 3 headlands instead of 4, 1% overlap. We will probably be taking over in a while. Where is it? Oh, I'm right. I was like, where's the starting point? Didn't even see it. It was right over the harvester. Okay. Shouldn't take you too long to get that field done. We're going to jump into the T8, which is just down over here. I got the potato field, this one right over here, all double fertilized. And now I'm ready to do this field right here, which is almost done. And then we're going to go ahead and grab the Challenger, and we'll grab the plow, and we'll at least get this field plowed up. The potato field we'll probably get to a later time, or something I'll do in between episodes. But I do want to get the grass field cut today, because if I get the grass field cut and the parsnip field harvested, that's pretty much everything I needed to get done this month done. And I can move on to September, to where we can move forward to like harvesting the sugar beet, and that's probably it. No, the sunflowers. We got the sunflowers also. The soybeans and the cotton should be in October, so they'll have to wait a few more months down the line. But once we get that parsnip harvested behind us and put that into the soup factory, we're going to have parsnip, red beet, and carrot soup being made, and also triple soup as well. I won't have anything in the preserved food production. Now, usually I've been doing that in the past, but now, since money-wise we're doing okay, we're not really, I mean, some months we're still losing money, and some months we're gaining money. So I don't really need to sell products every month, and that's why I was splitting the root crop up between one and the other. Ooh, I need some fuel. Hang on a second. Let me drop off this trailer. We'll go get some fuel. Yeah, so before I was putting like half the crop we harvested in one production and the other half in the other. That way we can make double of the product, and that way we'd have more to sell earlier rather than later. But now we don't really need to be doing that, so I'm going to make it easy on myself and just throw everything into one production. And yeah, we just have to look at prices for 4 soups instead of 4 soups and 3 preserved foods. Alright, we'll let the T8 fuel on up. But actually, you know what? We'll leave that right here. Let's go ahead and grab the Challenger, which is right here. And I'm actually going to bring this over. No sense of, I was ready to say, I put it here to wash, but really I'm going to be drilling with this next month with some oats. So we're just going to come over here quickly, and we got to repair our implements the old-fashioned way. I say the old-fashioned way, by doing the base game. If I could find, there it is, over here, and there we go. So repair for 1227. So yeah, with the realistic damage system, you can see right here, I cannot repair my tractor from here. And I keep saying I need to go check on the update for this mod, if there is one, because it's been a while, and they were going to add to where implements were part of the realistic damage mod, where we had to repair them the way we've been repairing them. But yep, I keep forgetting to go ahead and check on that. The plow should be right behind us. It is perfect. Snap to that. Alright, let's go start turning our fields over one at a time. Get them all ready for next season. Yeah, the more I get done now, the less I have to do through the winter, and we can just like breeze right through winter without having to do a darn thing. Watch out for crop destruction, but we got out of there. Didn't see who was working in the root crop harvester, but I assume they're going to be doing a fine job. Oh, that's right. I also need to... I mean, I could do it next month, but the grapevines need to be fertilized as well. Boy, the more I think about it, the more I start thinking, no, I got plenty of work to do this month. I was like, this episode, all I got to do is... all we got to do this month is harvest the parsnips, and we're pretty much done. And then I log in like, oh yeah, the grass field. And now I'm thinking, oh yeah, the grapes need to be taken care of as well. But the grape harvest is not until... Is this the last month? Or is it September or October? The first month for grapes. Well, it's next month. Is the grapes same as white grapes? Yeah, so they need to be fertilized this in-game month. All right, so we got to take care of that. I mean, we did it not long ago. It didn't take us too long, so we'll probably scooch over there and we'll get a couple of the vines done. But definitely got to get it done before we move on to September. Try to maximize our grapes as best as we can, even though we really don't make that much off them, but I don't want to be making less by not taking care of the grapes as much as I possibly can. So yes, all of our fields pretty much need to be plowed every season because I got periodic plowing turned on. I was asked, I think around episode 20 or so, why we got to plow all the fields for the crops that we're doing. I think I've answered this before, but just in case you missed it, the reason why we got to plow, why these crops need to be plowed is because they're root crops, meaning the crop that you want is actually the root. So when you pull them out of the ground, you're leaving a big void in the ground, an airspace. So if you were to come plant next season with those air spaces in the ground, the seed may not germinate because it's not covered around with soil. It's not going to get the nutrients it needs. So root crops, usually the fields should be plowed after harvest to get all the soil kind of loose and together, and you really don't end up with that many air pockets for the following season. So with all the crops we're doing here, potatoes, all the veggies, sugar beet, they're all root crops, so that's why all of our fields pretty much need to be plowed. Like the cotton, though, the cotton does not need to be plowed, but it should be cultivated. But we're doing so many plowing of the fields, I decide not to worry about the the cotton stalks too much. They should be knocked down before I get in there and replant, but yeah, I'm doing enough plowing in the fields as it is, so if it's not, necessarily needed for the field, we will skip on it a little bit. Well, at least by plowing this field here, I can keep my eye on my worker in that field. 3 headlands. Is it enough for that harvester? It looks like it is. That thing does turn rather tightly, so yeah, 3 headlands is more than enough room for that thing to turn around. Shouldn't take them too long to get that field harvested. That harvester goes at a pretty good speed. Yeah, but I'm glad I'm knocking off these fields as quickly as we are through the episodes. I'm trying to do, like I said, some of the work in between episodes, so I'm not repeating the same job episode after episode, although we kind of somewhat are, but not completely, because we are harvesting, but I'm not the one doing the harvesting. Fertilizing, it's just what you got to do. It's that time of the year. I guess that's one good thing, that if you play with seasons turned off, you can stagger the planting and the harvesting and all that, because you can have one field for one cycle, another field the opposite cycle. But I always prefer to play with seasons on. So I can get this field done in 3 passes. And I'll probably actually set a worker off on plowing the potato field. We'll jump back into our New Holland T8. We'll come grab the slivery spreader, and we'll top that off at the cow barn, and then we'll grab the mowers and get that grass cut at least. I do have to move some silage around. Some silage needs to get over to the TMR building. I need to take silage out of the fermenting silo so I can put more grass into it. And I probably should be bringing some silage over to the BGA to be processed. It's nice having a plow like this. Of course, this is a modified... I'm pretty sure it's a cultivator, but it's been modified to plow. It's certainly, if the plows, we didn't have modified plows like this, I would probably turn periodic plowing off. Just because, what is the biggest base game plow? Is it like 8 meters? Let's see here. How about 6 meters? So the biggest base game plow is a 6 meter. The modded one we're using is 16.7. So a lot larger. A lot more easier to manage. And probably a lot easier for a worker to manage as well. Alright, so this field has been fertilized, it has been plowed. Oh, there is a field that does need lime. The red beet field, the vegetable field that I did down by the cotton field, which is this one down here. If we scroll on over to this part of the page, yes, it needs plowing, but as you can see, it also needs some lime. This field is all set now. And yeah, if I turn plowing off, you can see this has been double fertilized, so that's all set. So, yeah, the other field needs to be limed. I thought all my fields were kind of in the same cycle, but that's telling me otherwise. So I'll have to take care of that. Let's see. Let's go ahead and come up here, create job. I will do 2 headlands. Just because I want to give the tractor a little bit of space to turn around with. Alright, so who do we got here? It looks like we got Frank. So Frank is plowing. And if we come over to here... Don't be Frank again. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's Frank's twin. We'll call him Franco today. So we got Frank and Franco. The twins are working in the fields. Let's grab T8. Of all things, I got 2 the same exact AI worker. I actually thought about doing, again, when FS25 comes out, just before it comes out. Last time when 22 came out, I did an FS15 video, and I was thinking about maybe doing an FS17 video just before 25 comes out, and you know, trying to remember how many AI different workers there were, exactly what was going on. And after finding out when I did the FS15 video, I was surprised that Steam still had one of my old saves on Bjornholm. So I was thrilled to get back on there. And immediately the memories I had of like, yes, I remember exactly kind of how I left the farm a little bit. Seeing all my New Holland T9s scattered about on the farm. That was back when I used to play, I think, on normal economy. And I always wondered, what do you do with all this money once you play so many hours on a map? FS15 was the first version I really, started playing when it came out. I played maybe about a month of FS13 before 15 came out, and I jumped right over to 15. Still learning the ways, and you know what? Here in FS22, I'm still learning some things. Always learning. Of course, with all the mods we have nowadays, you have to learn, and it's hard to keep track of, what each individual mod can do. I'm pretty sure if I jumped into Elm Creek, which is one of the original maps from Giants when 22 came out. If I were to load that map up with no mods activated, I'd probably forget, like, oh, I can't do that? Why can't I do that? Oh, yeah, that's right, that was a mod. I've been using some mods for so long here in 22, I feel like they're just part of the game. They're part of the base game when they're not. All right, let's go ahead and unfold the front mower. Turn that on. Get past the wall there. Nope, I just turned off the engine. I don't know why. I wanted to spread the butterfly mower out. And this is the thing, I remember back in 15, getting back to that, and also I did it in 17, I did it in 19. Anytime I had a grass field, a decent grass field, I always just went to, I need the Krone Big M. I need the Krone Big M. Not really even looking much into it, because I used to just think, well, that's a big mower. That's the widest working width. And then, you know, when you really start looking into things, if you actually stop and take the time to do so, I found out I was paying a lot of money for either a mower, the Krone Big M, that maybe was a meter or two wider than some of the butterfly mowers that were in game. So you start to think, is it really worth having the big Krone M? It kind of is if you use the one, the modded one that, you know, has like the linkage on the back of it. I've used it a couple of times, so you can mow, and like you could ted grass to make hay, or, you know, put the baler on the back, so you could, you know, make silage in a go just by cutting the grass, and have the baler on the back, and you can actually set it off on a worker. I'm trying to think though where I've done that. Was that might have been East Vineland where I was doing that. I think we did that on East Vineland. Alright, so we know the routine here on cutting the grass field. It doesn't take us that long to get it done. Then we'll put the mowers away, and then we'll probably jump over to the grapevine. Or I'll check on Frank in the root crop harvester, see how they're getting along with the parsnips. If they're almost done, maybe we'll jump in that and finish it up before we go over to the vineyard and start fertilizing the grapes. Yeah, it feels kind of weird in some sense that when we get to September, we're still in the middle of harvest season, but at the same time, I'll be replanting a field for next season, that being the oat field. And I don't think I have to worry too much about Rosa. There were some concerns that Rosa may not be able to get everything done by the end of the season, but I think Rosa's knocking it out of the park. And I don't think I've ever backed up with this mower before, because that is not what I was expecting the mower to do. Man, that thing turns quick. I'm excited to see by the end of the year what we do get the loan down to. Did you really fill up with 250,000 liters of parsnips? Alright, that's good news. I mean, the more the merrier. But I kind of remember back to last season when we got the loan down to 8 million and the money seemed to be coming in good, and I said, alright, let's go for an extreme goal of trying to pay off $2 million off the loan for this season. That's when I set the goal for getting it down to 6 million by the end of this year. And then when I spent $250,000 on buying another lot of land, I'm like, ugh. You want to earn $2 million and spend $250,000 buying more land? So I'm trying to think what I want my goal to be by the end of next season. I don't think we'll get it down, because we should have it down to 6 million by the end of this year. which means that we paid off $2 million. I don't think I can stretch it and say we'll get $3 million paid off towards the loan. We're not expanding the clothing business, meaning we're not putting down more cotton, and we're not going to have more sheep, so we can't earn more money that way. About the only place we're actually earning more money from is from Rosa in making the soy noodles, and since we haven't done it yet, I have no idea how much money we're going to make off of it this year. But, I mean, saying that we should get the loan down to $4 million by the end of next season, maybe we should go, should we go like 3.5? Can we get it down to 3.5 next year? Alright, so the mowing job is done. That's kind of interesting. Oh, wait. That's right. How can you need to be unloaded and also finish your work? Kind of forgot I had I got two workers going. So, yeah, we're done plowing the potato field, I assume, and we got to unload the root crop harvester. Oh, yeah, I should also mention that if you hear any loud bangs, there's a thunderstorm. It's near where I am, so I don't think the microphone's going to pick up any of it, but you know how thunderstorms are. They can turn in an instant. The next thing you know, it's at your front door. Man, this mower turns so quick. Alright, drop that back off. How much slurry do we got left? Do I have enough to... I've just been grabbing slurry for the potato field and that field. I don't know how much... oh, 2,605? Okay, so I think we're out of slurry for now. Although we do got digestate, and of course we got a whole bunch of manure here. I realize I gotta pick up the grass, but I'm not going to get to it this episode. So I'm just kind of prepping for other things here with the T8. We'll fill this up. And this should hold 4 million liters of manure. It can't hold 4 million because that looks like it's more full than that. Yeah, we just got 144,000 liters. Wait, is it this that holds 4 million liters, or is it the slurry? I don't remember. Either way, that's how much we got left. Let's go over here. See, well, okay, that's what I gotta do to clean the plowing situation. But I need to take care of this situation. Let's dismiss that worker. Okay, let's go down to the soup factory. We'll dump this in. And now that we got good numbers across all three vegetables, we'll turn on all the soup production. Every time I unload in here now, it's like, this is not the way... I did not design it for this. I thought I was going to be going in there with a trailer to unload. But then I saw how tight the corners were, and I was like, how am I going to do that? And then we found this nice little shortcut. Alright, factories. Soup factory. Triple soup. Activate. Carrots. Activate. Red beet. Activate. Preserved food has nothing in it, although we do got some carrots over there I need to sell at some point. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to here just for a second. I'm just going to jump into the tractor so it gets rid of telling me that we finished work over here. Frank has disappeared, or Franco. I forgot which one was which. But they were gone. But yeah, we can easily see the spots I got to do. Alright, back up to our parsnip field. First time harvesting this field. And I don't really need to follow where course play was. Let's go ahead and get rid of those signs at the top. If I just do clear current course. There we go. We'll get this harvesting done. Because let's be honest, I'm probably not going to be doing the sugar beet harvest. I will do the beginning across the... Is it like a garage or something over there? It's kind of like a shed. And the house as well. We'll take care of that. But once we get around those corners, we'll let a worker go ahead and take care of the sugar beet while we're off. We could do the sunflowers. And or spreading, you know, fertilizer on any field. Plowing a field. I got to spread lime somewhere. The grape harvest could be going on. Yeah, but it's not going to take us too long to take care of this field now. It would be kind of interesting. I know I've talked about this before, and it may have even been last episode. Getting more on the economy side of what we can see in FS22, and I hope they expand it in 25. I would like to see them even expand it for like the production buildings, greenhouses, wind turbines, breaking it down per building so you can see. If you click on a building, you could get its own economy page and see through the years or months, however long you're playing, you know, is it really making you money? And how much money? And how, you know, have you made your money back on what you paid for it? Because, you know, I paid $750,000 for that wind turbine. Yeah, it's been 6 years. I can sit here and say, I think I probably paid it back by this point. You know, that I got my money back on that wind turbine, and now we're making a profit from the wind turbine. But it's hard to tell because it's not an out. When we look at it, it says it makes this much per month, which is not true. It all depends on the wind and so forth. So it's kind of hard to tell, you know, how long it will be before you get your money back. So by having an extended page to show you the money that it's made, it'd be kind of hard to say, is it worth keeping? I mean, let's go way back to East Vineland when I tried to do the meat production with the, I think it was just pigs. I don't think we did cows and pigs. We may have. But that production building was terrible. I mean, it may have been making a slight profit, but selling the pigs straight up for just what they were, I was making more money than taking the pigs to be taken care of into pork chops. It was not worth it at all. Alright, so this field is done. Of course, this will need to be plowed, of course. We know that. The one thing I don't know, though, because this is the first year owning the field, it doesn't say it needs to be limed or anything, so that's good for another year. And that is good for all the vegetables. Easy over this hump. I could do Superman coming off that little hill when this thing reaches top speed. I dump that in there. Oh, there's a... I was so busy looking for traffic, I just ran right into the white fence. Okay, now we need to come over here. I'm just going to get this prepped for the sugar beet. And to help myself out, we're going to go ahead and just grab the box. I noticed the box doesn't have a weight on it, so I could probably pick it up with or without super strength. What side do I got to be on for that to attach? Okay, the header's down. Alright, why can't I attach? There we go. There, now that is all set for the sugar beet. Let's park it over here in front of the John Deere Combine. Alright, with that there. Alright, so we are ripping through the things here. I'll clean that up in between episodes. But, yeah, there's some things we got to take care of right away. And that's coming over to here. And we'll start fertilizing our grapes. $589 liters. That could be enough. Technically, it is enough. It's a matter of how fast I turn off the sprayer when I make my corner, so I'm not wasting any. Or getting stuck on any vines. So these are the white grapes. I wonder if Giants will make any changes into how many liters you can get off of a grapevine, or the pricing for like grapes and olives. It just seems like you are using a lot of resources to get very little in return. Part of me says they're not going to, because, well, they have adjusted the wood chips through the years. I think the wood chips have gotten a little bit better. But now with, modded productions, and I'm excluding modded productions from this because, whoever mods a production can make, like, hey, put one grape in and get 1,000 liters of grape juice and sell it for, and they can list their own pricing for it. But as for base game stuff, yeah, wood chips is something. The only reason I mess with wood chips is because we're doing a sawmill or whatever. It's a byproduct of what we're doing. Not many people, I'm sure, do poplar. I know it's something I haven't done, and I talked about it in Goldcrest Valley in that series. The last time I did poplar was on Goldcrest Valley in 2017. And I did it once. I was like, all right, never again. Because, the money I spent to get the poplar to the ground and the return I got from it was terrible. But, of course, now we got, modded productions for, like, heating plants that can use wood chips. Or the mod I just put down yesterday in Western Australia, which is called the Harvest. I think it's called the Harvest production. We're using it for sugar and straw, but there's another recipe that calls for wood chips and diesel. So, I mean, yeah, you could probably make some money with the wood chips that way. So I'll be interested to see when 25 comes out. We're going to be looking at a lot of things. And yeah, I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to be doing one map. We'll be doing the rice and all the other new crops. And on the other map, I'll be doing a lot of testing stuff on. So I'll probably be doing some testing videos. I don't want to say a how-to, because it'll be the how-to if I think it needs to be done. And probably not the way it should be done. Alright, let's start getting this set of vines done. Then it's got the ones on the hill, which are always problematic in some ways. There's a couple of vines that get stuck on, but there's a couple set of vines in this one I can get stuck on as well. Oh, and someone did ask me where they can't find this this particular machine. I believe this is in the year 2 season pass. If you want to buy it individually, yeah, look for it from last season. And I think it was from the summer It came out in the summer, so you can buy the pack individually or you can buy the Season 2 pass. I've already bought Farming Simulator 21 and the Year 1 pass. That's already waiting to be downloaded. Of course, we got 5 more. Is it 5 more months? Wait. Is it 4 months? August, September, October. 4 months. Alright, so in my brain, Farming Simulator 25 just got 1 month closer. It's one of those things for FS25. I'm not excited or to the part of I can't wait for it to come out because it's got all these... It's got this fantastic feature I can't wait to use. But I'm sure as the time grows near, I'll get more excited about it. So what do we got? 370 liters left in the tank. I'm sure I'm getting a row overlapping on the right hand side. I'm pretty sure I've already done those vines. One thing I do know, I mentioned that thunderstorm that seemed to be miles away. It is absolutely downpouring outside right now, which is great because we kind of need the rain where I am. We just don't need it all at once. Alright, so really all I got left to do this month, other than finishing up the fertilizing of the vineyard, I just got to pick up the grass, and technically we could leave the grass there, because it's not going to decompose. But we'll pick it up and get it all moved. We'll probably do that at the beginning of next episode, and then skip right to September. Yeah, and I don't really plan on selling anything until we need money. I would like to keep it just, or unless I actually need to sell it because we're out of storage space as well, I might be able to, you know, I would sell it. But I'd rather have, now moving forward, just one big selling session once every few months. And I think I goofed up on spraying these vines, so I'll have to make a special trip up for one set of vines. Yeah, but instead of selling once every month or 2 months, might be able to do it every 3 or 4 months. And by this time next season, after we sell all of our clothing and candy for next year, and we get the loan down to about $4 million, that monthly loan interest is going to be low enough to where I think our wind turbine, even on bad windy days, we might even, you know, might just break even, or more likely, you know, make a little bit of a profit. As I showed you, I think it was July, I didn't do anything, and the wind turbine made enough money where we actually made a profit on the farm. I think I got more than enough fertilizer to get the other set of vines done, so it doesn't matter if I just got to do one pass here, because I can't empty out this this tank. So when I convert it back over to a harvester, I'm going to lose the fertilizer that's in it. That's why I'm only filling it to a certain number. That's why I've been keeping track through the years how much fertilizer I need to get 2 stages of fertilization down on it. So next episode, yeah, we'll get that grass picked up. Move to September. We'll get a worker right away doing the sugar beet. It's not a rush because we got plenty of cut sugar beet into the sugar plant. But the sooner we start the work, the better. And we will be harvesting the sunflowers and getting that down to the oil mill. And that's not much of a rush either because we got plenty of oil in the potato chip factory. And all right, fold that up so I can get through here. Let's see how I've done on the grapevines. Let's turn plowing off. Yeah, I always get this. I don't think I missed, I got it all here, but yeah, I'm not too sure. The other two set of vines, yeah, look perfect. These lines I do get quite often in this field here because of the hills, I think. But I'll take the 5 minutes to do that in between episodes. Same thing with cleaning up that field that we just plowed. But slowly but surely we gotta get things fertilized. Meaning the potato field, that needs to be double fertilized. Oh yeah, we gotta put lime in this field. And we'll see what happens with the rest of the fields that we gotta harvest. So what's left is the sunflower field, sugar beet field, cotton, soybeans. I'm hoping for a good number of soybeans because I want to see a lot of soy noodles coming through. And as I mentioned with Rosa, she's doing a heck of a job. I mean, it's not changed much since last episode because I really haven't forwarded that much time through. But she's going to go through that pretty darn quick. 120 cycles per month at 90 liters per cycle. Let's see, 10 would be 900, so 100 would be 9,000. Yeah, that's going through about 10,000 liters per month. So she'll get that done by October. October, there'll be no more flour, and we'll have a whole bunch of pasta there. And then she can get started on the soy. That goes there, and then she'll actually go through that a little bit quicker because that's 95 liters of soy flour per cycle. So that's almost like 11,000 liters per. So yeah, she'll get that. I think she'll definitely get that all done by late December, early January. But anyways, more work got done and a lot more work to go. And I'm looking forward to the end of the year where we can get that loan down to $6 billion. That'd be nice. And then start all over again. But anyways, if you made it this far in the video and you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button. Helps out the video and the channel more than you know. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you're thinking about doing so, now would be a good time. But that's going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one.